All right, it is time for one of these. Spicy story time. Title of this story is, Am I the Astronaut for Trying to Get a Coworker Fired for Having a Service Dog? Oh, no. Last summer, my employer hired someone new. On her second day here, she shows up with a dog, telling everybody on our shift it's her service dog. I personally don't like dogs at all, and honestly, this girl doesn't even look like she's sick or disabled.
Yes, because invisible disabilities aren't a thing. Oh my god.
Hold up. All right, okay. There are 3 flags on the play, all against the defense. First flag, I don't like dogs at all, and this girl doesn't even look like she's sick or disabled. You get a flag for each of those. 3 flags, down on the ground, already, 100-yard penalty, you lose. Our manager told us that he told her she could bring it in, but he didn't bother asking our shift for our approval about it. So we all feel blindsided, and I told him none of us are going to work with her or train her, and there will be problems if he lets her keep bringing the dog. The dog was huge and looked like a police dog, not even the right breed for a service dog, and it mostly just laid under her desk the whole time. I'm so confused about how this person, this has got to be rage bait, right? It's got to be rage bait. It's fucking working. Have you ever encountered somebody that could possibly be this dumb?
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, there are people this dumb out there. There really are. I don't think service dogs don't have to be a specific breed. And you talking about this like you know is a problem.
Although this story
is 4 years old. Okay. And saying, also the service dog just like mostly laid under her desk. What did you think this service dog was going to do? You thought it was going to go make her coffee, bring it back?
But that's what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. What do you think a service dog does, bitch? She told another employee that she has him for PTSD and said she has heart problems. She looks like she's only maybe 25 or so and doesn't look like she did any military service. And I personally think she's lying about everything and is not all there in the head.
Because PTSD is...
How does this person have a job, y'all? How is this? Okay. Working with someone like that worries us. Most of our shift and night shift wrote emails to our manager saying that we didn't want the dog here and had concerns working with someone like her, but he wouldn't listen to us and said the dog has a right to be here? ? He likes dogs, so of course he doesn't care. There's more. I'm going to read the rest of this, but I just have to make this disclaimer right now. Like every word you say, OP, is wrong. Your worldview is through the view of your asshole, and I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know how you could be so wrong about so many things, and then, plot twist, she works with a full shift of people that all agree. Where is this business? I need to know so I can avoid it at all costs forever. I don't care if it's a chain with 3,000 locations. One of them's this one. Never going to another one again. Finding out that she's this dumb is one thing. Finding out she works on a team of people who are all unanimously, ridiculously ridiculous is flattering my guests. Don't understand. None of us on that shift want to be around a nasty dog all day, so we made several complaints to his boss and to HR, and she went on leave for a good month before coming back without the dog. Manager moved her to another shift, and I'm skeptical if it was even a real service dog at all, if she can come back without it. Plus, she didn't even have it on the first day she worked with us. However, just a few days ago, she showed up with it again. The other shift doesn't seem to care about it, but sometimes there's overlap once or twice a month where she could be on our shift, and I do not want to work with a dog or a brain-damaged girl. This is the worst person on the planet. We immediately complained again about it being there, and she said that her accommodation to have the dog was approved by HR and says she wouldn't need it with her all the time, but just on some days when she was in bad shape, whatever that means. Probably whenever she's going to be in your proximity, bizzo. I think she's faking. She does not look sick at all. There are a lot of words happening here, and all of them are saying the same thing. I know nothing but have opinions on everything. No matter what we do, management isn't on our side. Even though our manager's boss agrees with us, I don't think so. HR doesn't and seems to be on her side, which is really infuriating. Our shift threatened that we'd have to quit if she was allowed to keep the dog with her at work, and we've expressed we refuse to work with her because of it and told HR that we have people in here with dog phobia or allergies or basically anything we could come up with to get rid of her, but they don't care. Am I the astronaut for wanting her removed? Nobody except a couple people on her new shift even like her, and we don't want to have to work in the same place as a dog. Yeah, you're the asshole. That's putting it lightly. You're a whole team of assholes, and you're not even just a little bit an asshole. You're not even a non-evil asshole. You're a spicy Roy D. Mercer, riddled asshole. No amount of preparation H can unblister the kind of asshole that you are. It is entirely possible that this is rage bait. Let's just put that out there right now, because every single word out of OP's mouth is just terrible and wrong. But it's also completely feasible that this shit is real because these people exist. There are people in the world this terrible and this ignorant working on teams of people just like them. And that, my friends, is terrifying. What do you think, Tater? Would you like to come out and talk about it for a second? There's I can't go down a list of everything that OP's wrong about in here because it's all of it. All of it. All of it. All of it.
That voice scared me. One, it could be rage bait, but they do exist. And there are people that don't understand that disabilities are invisible. Just because you can't see something with your own eyes does not mean that it does not exist. And also, if I was in HR, I would fire this person and keep the dog and hire more dogs, because this person doesn't deserve to be above a dog.
Hire a dog to replace this bitch.
Yep, 100%.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. There is the fact, and I know that people don't understand PTSD can happen to anyone, and there are a multitude of reasons why that could happen. People pretend like if they can't see something, then it must not exist. If I can't see it, then learn. Learn. Do some self-reflection and learn more about invisible disabilities on your own so that you understand what people are going through, so that you understand that not everybody is the same way. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody talks like you. Not everyone acts like you. And there could be 100 different reasons why those things exist. But looking at things from other people's points of view, instead of just your narrow-minded bullshit excuse of a brain, would do this person justice. Would do this person so much. They would have such a easier, less aggressive life if they actually reflected and took the time to learn about other people.
Or at bare minimum, if you're not going to go to the lengths to educate yourself, don't have an opinion. Don't have an opinion if you don't know what the you're talking about. It's easy.
Yep.
Don't have an opinion. I don't know enough to have an opinion about this topic. Repeat after me. Try it out.
She said it's not the 20th century anymore. We had to put up with this shit in the 80s and 90s because boomers sucked. But most of people learned and became understanding. Yeah, there's a huge shift, but there's also still people who believe that if they can't see it, it doesn't exist. Just because somebody doesn't need a wheelchair or isn't walking with a limp doesn't mean that they don't have something going on that you can't see. And it really pisses me off that people can't grasp that. And that is not, this story is from 4 years ago. It's not just this story. You see it in your everyday life. You see it all the time. And neurodivergency, all of those things, there's so many different things that we're tuning into. People are understanding other people better, but they're still human beings that just fucking suck.
Yeah. I would say, and I want to throw a flag here for a second, because this is not a boomer issue.
No, it's not a boomer issue. This is a people issue.
And I get concerned a little bit when I see that word being thrown around a lot, like boomers or whatever. There is, of course, always going to be a generational transition and understanding, right? We know more now. And we have seen, like, every generation understands more and learns more, and that is always going to be the case.
Right.
This isn't something we can blame on the boomers.
No.
This is something that has always been a problem, and we're better about now.
No,
because we're more educated now.
My parents are both boomers, and they're open-minded. They're not closed-minded. They don't look at things like this and only accept their point of view. And I think it's people unwilling to change. And if you don't bend, you're gonna break, and the hatred flows out. Like, it's, I don't know. Your parents are boomers, and they are understanding and want to see things from a different point of view. So it's a people issue.
Yeah, it's a people issue.
And this could be fake. This could be rage bait, and it could be someone who's
God,
telling this from somebody who has a disability and writing what happened to them. Like, we don't know, but we do know that this type of shit happens. And also,
Bay Fox, you got a coworker complain about your cane being in the way?
dear God, that's someone with too much time on their hands.
You're like, well, look, it's one of these canes that has, like, the sword built in. And you're like, well, if I do this, it's not so much in the way, is it?
God, that is just, like, people, what did you say? People seeking to find a problem will always find it.
Yes.
If you want to be offended, you're going to be offended.
Pain and problems. Real easy to find.
You asked, like, your QOD was resolutions, and mine is more self-reflection, less narrow-mindedness, see things from other people's point of view.
Yeah.
You can still believe in what you want to believe in, but open up your mind to see if you could learn something. That's me. That's 2025.
Hey-o.